Ladies, fellas, everybody in between, just because somebody calls you the love of their life does not mean you should marry them.
I don't know if you listened whenever I proposed to the love of my life. Me proposing to the love of my life is her being fake. Is that what you're saying right now?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing The Ultimatum Season 2, Episode 2 and 3. Lately, I've been seeing some comments, people like, oh, you're an idiot. Oh, what do you know? Oh, blah, blah, blah. I just want to remind everybody, it's a television show. This is a TV show, okay? My opinions are my opinions. Your opinions are your opinions. At the end of the day, none of our opinions matter in these people's real life. Can we just have some fun? Damn, it's YouTube. Relax. Okay. With that being said, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and come here to enjoy yourself. If you're going to be a stick in the mud, close the video and see yourself out. All right, so because I binged, some of the details are a little bit fuzzy, but I wrote my notes and hopefully I remember what happened, even in the notes. Last episode, we ended with Colby shutting down the potential with Alexis. And basically, he said it to her, plain as day, I don't see marriage in the future between us, right? She, however, misinterpreted that conversation and the next day is asking him what really went wrong.
We've already had this conversation.
No, we haven't.
And now we're jumping right into it again.
We're not. When did we have this conversation?
I'm not attracted to you.
Damn, Colby. I mean, oh my gosh. I feel like I don't think what he said was wrong necessarily because he had already made it clear to her that there is no future, But I was like, maybe those weren't the words, at least not to say to Alexis, because she blew the situation way out of proportion. She feels like her and Madeline look the most similar, so she's confused why he's not attracted to her. One, attraction is more than just physical appearance. And two, just because you're both white blonde women does not mean you look alike. Alexis favors Lauren more than she does Madeline, but that's neither here nor there. She then takes it upon herself to go to a table where both of their partners are sitting, and she's like, your partner is this and that and ABC and blah, blah, blah.
I just think you can do like 100% better than Colby.
It's one of the things that I really love about Alexis. She always says what's on her mind, but that energy can also be a bit too much.
Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like there's something under the surface with Colby. Haven't finished the season. I know some of you guys are trying to tell me stuff. Please don't tell me. I don't want to know until I get there. However, Alexis being the one to deliver that news is kind of comical to me because I'm like, you're very materialistic. Clearly, you don't have comprehension of words because he did not come for you the way that you're saying he came for you. You might be butthurt, but don't misconstrue what actually happened, right? I just thought that was interesting. Alexis, to me, is somebody who's a very high maintenance person, even beyond the materialistic stuff. So, hey, enjoy. Moving on to Zay and Shanique, they start talking about what marriage looks like for the both of them, and it seems like they have a similar vision.
Gotta be at all the sporting events, all the ballet recitals.
That's a given. I'm gonna be the coach.
I'm gonna make the t-shirts, but you gotta
be the coach.
I like that they're very flirty with each other, but for me, see, here's the thing about the show that confuses me just a little bit. Is the purpose to find another partner, or is the purpose to see the good in the partner that you already have? Because if it's to find another partner, then I would be like, oh, I'm concerned that maybe their relationship is more based on sexual connection rather than the all-around picture. Whereas if it's just to see, okay, here are the things that are missing in my partner, maybe we can build on that, or maybe we can cut ties and then I move on with somebody even outside of the process, then I understand why these conversations are the way that they are. I don't know if that's making sense. I'm sure somebody here understands. Please explain it for the people who don't get it. But yeah, I'm looking at them and I'm just like, this man wants sex 3 times a day every day. What's 7 times 3? 20. Oh my gosh. You're having sex 21 times before the end of the pay period? Oh my days. That's crazy. So Shanique also has a conversation with Nate. And at this point, I was like, oh my gosh, match made in heaven.
You as a mom, us as husband and wife, right? Picture it. Let's try right now. I mean, she's smart, she's driven, and she's different from Lauren because she wants to have kids and get married just like I do.
I loved that in this moment he was very forward thinking. He's like, okay, let's really dive into the vision of what marriage could look like between us. He was very touchy-feely with her, but still being respectful, and she seemed to be receptive as well. On top of that, I don't know if it was just the dim lighting, but his eyes looked very, his pupils looked very dilated. And I was like, okay, well, that's a sign of arousal if I've ever seen one. But yeah, he later disappoints me, and we're gonna wait to get to that. A little bit later, some of the couples are checking in with each other, and Jake is learning. I don't necessarily think he's learning, but he's putting to words the toxicity that's been present in him and April's relationship.
No, not once have you asked what I want. This whole fucking relationship. It's always what you want, what April wants when she wants it.
So in this conversation, we find out that April actually has fertility issues, which puts into perspective why she has this urgency for motherhood. If having children is already going to be tough for you, you're going to want to have it in your quote unquote prime years, right? And my only thing with that is in the process, you're missing your partner. You're neglecting his needs, you're neglecting his wants. And I feel if motherhood is that pressing for you, I don't think there's anything wrong with going it alone. Many people do it successfully, right? But if you're going to keep somebody around for the sake of making you a mother, that's a disservice to your partner. You know what I mean? Especially somebody who's voiced time and time again, 1, I'm not ready, 2, I'm not financially stable, and 3, I don't even want kids right now. To put that pressure on me, I feel like is unfair. And if you truly are saying you're this financially stable and all you want in life is to be a mom, go and do that. Totally fine. Another couple who's having a check-in, but unfortunately this was in front of everybody. Oof. Child, the heartbreak, is Randall and Shanique. And Randall is having this epiphany that maybe him bringing up his financial instability is an excuse for not wanting to be married.
I kind of put that as an excuse, like money is the thing that's holding me back, when in reality, it's probably just me.
I've always been of the belief that if y'all really want to make it work, y'all can make it work. Although finances are one of the biggest reasons why people get divorced, I don't always think, hear what I'm saying? I don't always think it's a matter of a lack of finances, but it's a poor financial responsibility. You know what I mean? There's people who, make the average American salary, but still live a fulfilled life because they have great money management. She is a frivolous spender. He did say that. And so maybe that was part of his concern. But to say, oh, I need to be at this place before I get married, anything can happen before then that will, crash that dream. Or maybe once you reach that, you're like, okay, let me move the goalpost a little bit. Oh, let me move it again. I feel like it does definitely become an excuse. I'm not saying money isn't important, but the lack of being at your specific goal isn't the end all be all of a relationship, right? There are many people who have millions and millions of dollars and they still find themselves divorced. So there's more to marriage than just money is all I'm trying to say. The next day is when everyone is making their decisions, and Shanique is first. She's torn between Zay and Nick, and even though she sees that Nick would be, did I say Nick? His name is Nate. You see, fuzzy memory, told y'all. Even though she sees Nate as somebody who has the potential to be a great father, her connection with Zay is just stronger. They have more commonality, so she picks him. He picks her back. And this is the beginning of Nate's villain story, okay? But we're gonna come back to that. Ray is obviously sad to see her partnered up with somebody else, but she's been connecting very well with Jake, so they also choose each other. Then you have Madeline, who is so stuck on Randall. She was stuck on him the moment she walked in. So she obviously chooses him, and he chooses her back. I still don't think they're going to make it, but it is what it is. Then you have Nate, who, even though he wanted Shanique, he's like, you know what? I still had a good connection with April, so let me try that out. April, however, wants somebody else.
I don't understand how Hunter can be such a strong, just calm dude. And I look forward to going in these next 3 weeks with you.
So now that you have, I'm trying to put this in a way that doesn't get too confusing. Nate wanted April, who wants Hunter, who Alexis wants, right? So Alexis, who has been having a hard time in this experience, is, I feel, more so upset that she didn't get an opportunity to really connect with someone than her partner connecting with somebody else. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like she's becoming very territorial over Hunter, but I feel like if she had genuine potential here, this wouldn't have been her reaction.
He is mine. Get your hands off of him. And like, I would fight for Hunter, and I don't want anyone to have feelings for Hunter other than me.
So fast forward to episode 3, Hunter has this epiphany that, oh yeah, she's the one I want to marry. He gets on one knee, proposes, and she says yes. My issue with this proposal, although I feel like it was more authentic than the proposal that is to follow, he had said, if I meet the right one, I'd be ready to get married tomorrow, today, whatever, right? She said, I don't even want to marry him because I make more money than him. Now, all of a sudden that y'all haven't really found something that was worth pursuing, you think that you're good for each other? That's why I'm missing the point of this process. Was the point to find another partner, or was the point to explore a different connection so that you see the deficits in your own relationship? I feel like that was meant to be the process, and that's not necessarily what ended up happening. But anyways, they're engaged. Happy days, I guess. Now it's Colby's turn to pick, but Alexis is still salty at him for how she let him down, how he let her down, right? And so she's like, oh, I'm gonna blow up his spot.
The first thing he tells me is you're unattractive, and
Well, that wasn't the first thing I said. I don't want to waste your time just as much I don't want to waste my time.
Like I said, I feel like there's something under the surface with Colby, but coming from Alexis, it's like, oh, well, that's rich, right? Lauren, however, chimes in and she's like, that hasn't been my experience with him. He's been nothing but an absolute gentleman. I've had great conversations. I've learned about myself. And so I want to let you know that I don't see you as a bad person. I see you as a good person. So Colby... God, this is where things just start to get crazy for me. So Colby obviously then picks Lauren, and it seemed like Lauren was about to pick him back, but Nate is like, no.
What the fuck?
Lauren?
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
What the
Will you stand up?
fuck is going on?
This is a big mistake. Vanessa's face was enough proof for me to be like, if we are getting something from across the screen, she's definitely getting something from being in the room with them. This is not the right decision, right? And so for me, the reason why I see this proposal as very inauthentic is he's the one who gave the ultimatum. So him proposing is whatever, right? She has this big issue of, I don't want to sacrifice, or I don't want you to make a sacrifice for me because I don't believe that's what makes strong relationships. But girl, here you are sacrificing being with this person who you know wants children. And now he's acting like he's going to accept the fate that he'll never have kids. And even though she had conversations of explaining why children was very scary for her, she hasn't had that realization with her partner. So I would have liked her to kind of have her voice more in this process, to really delve into like a list of reasons that she could bring back to her partner that they could actually have a fruitful conversation. But now I feel like being swept up in the emotion of it all, she said yes, and she really shouldn't have said yes. And the room is kind of like, was this a good idea? I don't really know. Colby, however, is like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to let this ruin my experience. Let me pick April because April and I have had a very good experience with each other. We aren't each other's first pick, but it can still be, we can still learn from each other in this process. April has the same realization as well. And this is where April turned around for me. Some of y'all were telling me April's doing too much. I understood where she was coming from in saying that We're here to learn about each other. And I've had to face some hard truths that my partner brought to me that you don't want to hear, especially when it's coming from you having an experience with another woman. But if that's what it takes for us to see if we are meant to be in a union together, then we got to do what we got to do.
It sucks, like being told that I'm the fucked up person in this relationship, but I sat there and I heard him out completely because that's what I signed up for.
So at the end of that, the couples that are now official are Shanique and Zay, Jake and Ray, Randall and Madeline, and Colby and April. One thing I wish production did was either to put a blockade on when proposals can actually happen, just to kind of force everybody to still take the process in. And then even though that happened, I would have liked to see more conversations between the couples post-engagement to kind of hear what they believed has changed, because I'm still trying to rack my mind behind, okay, so with Hunter, what happened? Why are you now all of a sudden ready? And with Lauren, why are you all of a sudden ready? I really wanted a breakdown of that.
I'm not going to let you walk down the aisle and marry me if I can't promise you kids.
I do think therapy is a great idea for the two of them to do, definitely. The thing that alarms me about Nate is how he doesn't give Lauren space to think and speak and articulate herself. And even with Colby, I feel like the reason why she connected so much with him was less of the fact that they had more commonalities, but more of the fact that he listened to her and he would pick her brain about certain things, and it allowed her to think critically about her own opinions and beliefs. Whereas with Nate, he kind of stifles her voice, and I don't like that. On to the couples who have chosen each other, Shanique and Zay. Wow, I'm having a stroke. Shanique and Zay are settling in and talking about their living habits.
I like sleep naked, I poop naked, I brush my teeth naked, like sometimes I cook naked, like. So there's gonna be an adjustment for me.
They do end up having a serious conversation and talk about how they want to challenge each other and how they both can benefit from being in this newfound union. My thing with Zay, I see potential. I think he needs time. I do. And being that he's still in school, or he just finished school? I think he's still in school. I remember them boys in university. Oh my gosh. I was like, you are a hot mess right now, but I know in a good 5 to 10 years, you're going to find yourself. And I can only think of the boys that I went to school, especially the black boys that I went to university with. A lot of them needed a little bit more time. And seeing them now post-university kind of grow into themselves, I'm like, see, there was always potential, but it just wasn't the right time. That's how I feel about Zay. They are, however, the only couple who didn't sleep in the same bed, and I like that he was very respectful about it. She seems to want to break down that wall really soon, though. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see about that. We have Madeline and Randall who are talking about their different cleanliness practices.
Do you not use the top sheet?
I do sometimes.
What do you mean?
Just depends on like a mood, like the mood I'm in.
It's not a mood. I feel like it's a matter of like.
This sheet, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear this. Sleep under the sheet. If you have a duvet or a comforter, get a sheet set that includes a flat sheet. Actually, they all should if it's a set. And you sleep under the sheet. Also, wash them sheets. Wash them sheets. All right. Okay. Moving on to Colby and April. They have a really good vibe with each other. And even though they weren't each other's first pick, I love how Colby in this moment was really affirming April.
How strong you are. I can truly see that now. And it's definitely one of my favorite qualities about you.
Not much to say about them. I like that they are really embracing the process, even though things didn't work out in their favor. And then you have Ray and Jake, who might be embracing it just a little bit too much.
We need another shot.
Okay, here you go. Drink up.
If I could have sex with Ray, hell yeah, who wouldn't? I don't want to sound like an asshole, but the guy's lying to you if they said they wouldn't.
Shots before bed for me is a recipe for disaster, speaking from experience. So I'm interested to see where this goes. I think I'm going to do episodes 2 and, episodes, where are we? We're on 3 right now, right? 4 and 5 potentially together, 5 and 6 together, and then 7 and 8 together. Verdict is still out. But as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.